Welcome folks, this is Rand here, yet another outdoor and gear review channel. Today I want to talk about emergency preparedness, specifically in relation to your vehicle. Your vehicle is one of your most important, most valuable survival resources. Emergency preparedness resources, it's one of the most expensive items that you probably use on an everyday basis. So it would be good to have it set up. It's also one of the things that you most likely get into a kind of emergency situation on the road, longer road trips, traffic jam, even an accident. So it's very important to have it set up very well to the best of your abilities or possibilities. Now this is a spontaneous video. I did not specifically prep my vehicle for that video. I didn't clean it. I didn't make sure that I have all the provisions in there. It's more like let's suppose there's something happening right now. How prepared am I? Let's check it out.
Well, of course, naturally we start a little tour here in the cockpit. First of all, you make sure, of course, that you never exhaust your gasoline. Always have it more on the upper end. Make sure you keep the maintenance schedule for your vehicle. These are basics that you should do anyways. Here in the cockpit, first of all, I have emergency knife, survival knife, a CRKT knife that comes with a belt cutter. It's a very solid knife, very nice. It's not legal in Germany, so I would have to remove it if I even go through Germany. The other thing is I have a very substantial flashlight right here. You can just pull it out. That is a flashlight that is made for very long run times and actually offers a decent amount of throw. So it's a very good flashlight that is also doubling as a baton a little bit, because self-defense is another aspect, and non-lethal self-defense for that matter. We have a pepper spray here that is a directional pepper spray, so it gives you a tight little beam so you can aim it very well. And yeah, this is basically the self-defense that are the means that are legal in Austria anyways. I know Americans will laugh about that, but you know, want to emphasize the non-lethal part as well. I have a little Swiss Army knife here. It's always a nice little multi-tool. So here you already see some water bottles. I have a lot of those in the vehicle. I should have a lot of those in the vehicle. They get constantly used. Here we have my wife's space. Underneath there's the paperwork for the vehicle. Of course, there might be some Red Bulls in there, and you know what secrets my wife has stored in there. I'm sure a lot of useful things, but that's not my domain, and if I show it off, I'm in trouble. This center console is more my domain. Of course, we have coins in there. We have some pens here. I have a knife sharpener from Victorinox in here. Spork, so the fork and the spoon combo, plastic straws, tooth care kit is in here. Sugar is in here in case you fall into under sugar or hypo, a lighter, a new citron against headaches, some clips, some stuff that my wife used. So little things that are kind of useful, well organized in a MOLLE pouch. Nothing too important, pretty much redundant. That's not the real emergency preparedness at all. Let's go to the back. So, back row. Here we have the yellow vests that are required by law, female hygiene kits, some handkerchiefs. Underneath here I have my sleeping bags, all-round sleeping bags that are pretty much good for the whole year round. I have a very good blanket here that really keeps you warm. I have 2 of these air mattresses. So this is more camping gear, but camping gear is also emergency gear, no doubt about it. Here we have something more important, that is my emergency kit, not the one that is required by law, but the one that I built myself. And here we have 2 Israeli bandages. I don't see a tourniquet. That is already a mistake. This is also something in case you break something or have a sprained leg or something like that. Emergency blankets, sterile wash that helps you to take care of the eyes in case you get something into the eyes. People can forget that. Some standard wound disinfectant, burn dressing in case you burn yourself. Some medicine, including magnesium, is in there. So tourniquet, Forgot some chem lights in here. I have them all over the place pretty much. Speaking of lights, up here I have light that is useful for working on the car. But I have so many lights on me and around me that is literally never a problem. Most important is that light that I showed you that is up in front. So I already need to add something to this kit. 14-watt solar panel is part of my kit in the car. It's charging my wireless microphone right now, so it's coming in very handy already, because I forgot to charge that thing at home. Now we get into the most juicy area of the car, that is the trunk. This is my get home bag. It's not full, it gives still a lot of space. This is where I have emergency food container, long-lasting food that is good for 20 years, can last through any kind of temperatures. It's still pretty cool in the trunk. It's not getting too hot down there underneath basically the main trunk compartment. There's a water canister, again some chem lights. There is something for the winter, head cover. I need that because my natural hair is very scarce. Citronella candle, it's more camping stuff I guess, my cooking gear, and a water filter. I also have a bigger water filtration system where I can filter water for many people at once, pretty easy. Of course I have all kinds of gloves in here, work gloves, I have winter gloves, mechanics winter gloves. I have walkie talkies here, those are powered with AAA batteries. For some reason the batteries are inside, which is not a good idea because they don't last very long. We'll speak of batteries a little bit later because there are some things to say. This is my heavy duty tool here. It's basically a combo between an axe and hammer and a crowbar. With this I can open anything I want to open. I've used it in the winter to get rid of ridiculous amounts of ice from the undercarriage, which is pretty practical. So a heavy duty tool is definitely something that you should have in a vehicle. As I said, work gloves, fire extinguisher, at least a small one, you know, if you want to make campfire, if you need to help someone, absolutely this is something to go for. Two emergency blankets that are specifically designed to also serve in a role as sleeping bags. There's a net in case you ever need a net. Having a net is net. That means nice in German. This is the mandatory first aid kit that comes also with that triangle that marks any roadside blockage. Some additional high visibility shirts in there, so plenty of that gear. What else do we have here? There's some stuff for there's no spare tire in here, that's why I have so much space, but there is some stuff of course to take care of the tire. There's also a jack in there so you can jack up the car. There is a jacket. Having a jacket in Austria year-round is a must. Can get cold. Some swimming gear, because I always might drop into a body of water. There is a saw, FISKARS, a little saw. Those saws are so inexpensive and so practical, you should have them. You could also do that work with an axe, but it's way more practical to have a little camp saw like this. There's a rope in case the situation gets absolutely hopeless. I was just kidding. An umbrella, because I'm a married man, I need to carry umbrellas. All kinds of tape, duct tape, spare bulbs. They're all required by law in certain countries, countries in Europe. Big tarp, and yes, a camping chair, because why not? There's also a beach tent in here, because why not? Creature comforts. There is my heavy duty survival tactical shovel. had it in a review a few weeks ago. If you want to check that out, that's a really cool tool, very heavy but compact. A spare canister for gasoline. My Rocky boots, in case I don't have boots on me, it's always good to have a spare kit. And of course the water bottles, 0.5 liters. Why not larger bottles or canisters? Because if you lose one, you just lose half a liter of water. Plus it's easier to share. Sharing is caring, and sharing is essential in any emergency situation anyways. Now I'm sure there are some other goodies in here. I think I have snow chains in here, snow boots stuff. Now it's summer, that wouldn't be necessary. Now there is a whole different compartment in the vehicle as well. This is a hail blanket, by the way. We need that around this time of the year because we have a lot of hailstorms going through. So the next compartment is here, and that is basically my, let me show you. That is the tool compartment back here. Speaking of tools, there's of course my multi-tool in here. Simple GANSO multi-tool. There's super glue in here. There is cable, zip ties in here, also metal zip ties. Very important thing, batteries. Those are the good batteries, lithium batteries. AAA, I was wrong. In the walkie-talkies I have AA batteries, not AAA batteries. And take the lithiums, they last 2 to 3 times longer and they're way lighter. Don't take alkaline chemistry in survival critical tools like flashlights or even walkie-talkies. Take the more expensive lithium batteries. There is a lithium ion battery charger in here for 18650 and so on, because a lot of flashlights take those batteries. There is another headlamp that can be recharged with micro USB. There is some lighters in there and some little tools, of course, that from time to time use in a vehicle, like this, for example. You know what it is, to get rid of plastic covers, to get behind panels and to be able to fix stuff. Yeah, lots of tools in here. Yeah, the most necessary things, I guess. And again, the tools to take care of the tires, they're in there. They're in the kit that comes with the vehicle anyways. Now this is my basic setup for the vehicle. Just the stuff that I have year-round in the vehicle, and that should help me through any type of emergency without having a tragic outcome of sorts, although it's not as likely in Europe as it is in the States, because Europe is very, very densely populated for the most part. So you have a gas station like every half an hour in most areas, but still you can get jammed up in a remote area. You can get stuck in a traffic jam, and the emergency response is always having to go out and give people food and water, when in fact everyone should have that stuff in a vehicle anyways. So yeah, this is wear and tear. I hope you liked the video. If you have any comments, if you see something that should be there and isn't there, please write a comment. If this video served you well, please leave a like. Now this was wear and tear, over and out.